Hi, welcome back to economics. We are still in the second chapter, but this time we will be talking about market equilibrium. So we have discussed the law of demand, wherein there is an inverse relationship between price and the quantity demanded. We have discussed the law of supply, wherein there is a direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. So, in the market equilibrium, a market equilibrium is actually a condition which is reached or which happens when the quantity of supply and the quantity demanded are balanced or equal at a given price level. So, when we discussed about the law of demand, we said that if the price increases, the quantity demanded decreases. In the law of supply, if the price increases, the quantity supplied increases. Now, if we are going to combine them, we will be able to get the market equilibrium, and that is where the quantity supplied is equal to quantity demanded at a given price. Okay, so let's check what that is the quant or market equilibrium. This means that at one particular price, the buyers are able to purchase or buy the quantity they are willing to buy, and the sellers are able to trade or sell the quantity that they are willing to sell. Okay, so when a market reaches equilibrium, no change in the market price will take place. So in other words, the price is stable under the existing market condition. So stable siya, walay kakulangan, walay sobra. So in economics, there are three ways to illustrate the equilibrium condition. So, saan na to pag-illustrate? There are three ways. One is through the schedule approach. Second is the graphical approach. And then the third is through algebraic equations. So let's go ahead and find out how we will be able to represent the market equilibrium using the schedule approach. So pag may schedule, 'di ba, in the law of supply and law of demand, we have a supply and demand schedule which is represented by a table. So in the uh, schedule approach for market equilibrium, we will also be using a table. And it's easy to find what is the equilibrium price, quantity supply, and quantity demanded using the table. Because, so you see, there here we have a table here, 2.3, the demand and supply schedule for bread. So this is our point A, B, C, D, E. The price, we are using the same value, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quantity supplied, as the price increases, the quantity supplied increases also. That's 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. The as the price increases, the quantity demanded decreases. So from 40, 30, 20, 10, and 0. Right? So this is how we will represent. So where do we find the equilibrium here? The equilibrium here is where the quantity supplied and the quantity demanded is equal given on a specific price. So at price 2, the quantity supplied is 20, the quantity demanded is also 20. So this is your equilibrium. This is the market equilibrium for the bread at price 2. And second way to represent the equilibrium is through a graphical representation. So we have here, you will notice we will be using the same table, the same value in this table. So again, this will be our price, this will be our quantity, and the price is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're going to look at the supply, so if the price is 0, the supply is 0. If the price is 1, the quantity is 10. If the price is 2, the quantity is 20. If the price is 3, the quantity is 30. If the price is 4, the quantity is 40. So this is the supply curve. Now let's go to the demand curve. If the price is 0, on the demand, you have 40. If the price is 1, your demand is 30. If the price is 2, your demand is 20. If the price is 3, your demand is 10. And the price of 4, your demand is 0. So where is market equilibrium is where the quantity supplied and the quantity demanded is equal, or where the graph meets. So asa man sila nag-meet? Diri as a price at 2, the quantity supplied is 20 and the quantity demanded is 20. Right? So this is where you will find the point C represents the market equilibrium. The third approach is using a mathematical expression or algebraic equations. So let's see. We will be using the same table. To solve for the equilibrium price using the mathematical equations, we have to consider the given demand function and supply function. So the demand function, this is the demand function. You'll see the negative here. This is the D, demand, quantity demanded. So P is equals to A minus slope of the demand times quantity demanded. P is A plus MS plus QS. Where, wait, where the QD is the quantity demanded, QS is the quantity supplied, P is the price, MD is the slope of the demand curve, A is the intercept value if QD is 0, MS is the slope of the supply curve, and A is the intercept value if QS is 0. Okay, so from that equation and using the same table, we can solve for the slope of the demand and the supply curve. So we will solve the slope first, diba? We have already discussed in the law of demand how to get the slope and also how to get the supply in the law of supply. So again, the slope is always a rise over run, P2 minus P1 over Q2 minus Q1. So using this, we will solve the slope of demand curve first. So MD is equals to P2 minus P1, Q2 minus Q1. So your P2 is 1, your P1 is 0, and your quantity demanded Q2 is 30 minus Q1 40. So you will get an answer of negative 1 over 10. And this signifies absolute value. So negative, we show the negative because there's an inverse relationship of in the law of demand. So we will use the absolute value. So this one is technically the same as 0 0.1 if we use the absolute value. So mawala ang negative sign. Now let's solve for the demand or the supply curve, the slope of the supply curve. So MS is equals to P2 minus P1. So this is your P2, this is your P1, and your Q2 minus Q1, and you'll get an answer of 0 0.1, right? So after this, we will already be able to, using the same table, and we will go back to our formula. This is the formula to solve the market equilibrium. So P is equals to 4. Our intercept here, our intercept dito sa atong, if you will notice, dito sa atong graph, the intercept is 4 minus the 0 0.1 is our slope times QD. And then this here, the intercept in the supply is 0 plus 0 0.1, which is the slope of the supply, times QS. So knowing that we already have that value, we can now simply express the equation as this one, because knowing that QD is equals to QS, so therefore, ang P equals to, this is the QD, so this is your demand function. P equals to 0 0.1 Q, which is your supply function. So pagkakuha na nato ana, we will have now using this equation, we will solve Q first. So duha man ang, if you'll notice, there are two values that we have to find, the P and the Q. So let's solve the Q first, which is the formula 4 minus 0.1 Q is equals to uh, zero point 0.1 Q. This is our equation. Huh? This is the this QD is equal to QS. So this is QD, this is QS. So 4.4 minus 0.1 Q is equal to 0.1 Q. So therefore, uh, 4, okay, 4.4 minus 0.1, that's 4, is equals to, we transfer the 0.1 here, nahimo na siyang 0.2. So if you transfer a negative sign here to here, it will become a positive sign, di ba? In your mathematics. So 0.1 plus 0.1 is 0.2 Q. So therefore, Q is equals to, okay, so to get the value of Q, we'll remove the Q here. That's 4 divided by zero point 0.2 is 20. So our equilibrium quantity is 20, if you'll see here, right? So now that we have already solved the value of Q, we will solve the value of P. So to solve for P is equals to, we'll go back to our two equations kanina, 4 minus 1, 0.1 Q, and P equals to 0.1 Q. So P equals to 4 minus 0.1 times, what is our Q? 20. So that is equals to 4 minus, multiply nini mo, that's 2. So the price is 2. You'll see it here. On the other equation, P equals to 0.1 Q is equals to 0.1 times 20. Therefore, that's 2 is your price. So, regardless of asa nimo tan-awon, table, graph, and this mathematical solution, you will get the same result. Your equilibrium price is 2, the quantity supplied, quantity or supply equilibrium is 20, and the quantity demanded equilibrium is also 20. Okay, so I hope that this is clear. If you have questions, you know where to post your questions.